Hey everybody, today is October 3rd. Well, no, I guess it's October 4th now. It's a little bit after midnight. And, well, the last 2 years I applied for an alligator permit and I got turned down. Finally this year my name got drawn for Zone 6. And Zone 6 we went on the St. Mary's River. We're down here in South Georgia. Well, actually we're right on the border of South Georgia and North Florida. And we went downriver probably a good 6-7 miles, or maybe probably about 8 miles maybe, and we saw about 8 gators along the way, and some of them were kind of small. We didn't bother with those, and then the bigger ones we couldn't really get close enough to. And we were down here 2 weeks ago to kind of scout the area and see if we couldn't find any then, but we didn't really get close enough. We saw 4 a couple weeks ago, but we didn't get close enough to them. But this one here, it's right at about 5.5 feet. It's probably, I don't know, 70 pounds, or no, maybe a little less than that, 60 pounds maybe. And, well, he was in the water right along the edge near some lily pads, and we saw him, and he went back under, and I'm using my little about 14-foot John boat, and I got a small motor on it. And so when we saw him, we cut off the motor and tried to use the trolling motor, but the trolling motor, it needs to be in water pretty deep, so it was too shallow there, and so we used a paddle, and we got close enough to it with the paddle that I had a snare that I made. Got the snare right over his head, and he was fighting, death rolling with the snare. We had to get a hold of him for about 5 minutes before he finally calmed down, and I ended up dispatching him with my .357 Magnum Ruger Vaquero here. I'll go get the snare and show you what kind of damage he did to it. Now this is not stainless steel, it's steel cable, 1/8 inch in diameter, and you can see when he started death rolling, he just twisted this off, and a couple of the strands actually broke, and he just turned this thing into a mess. I was surprised that he was just sitting there in the water with just his head poking out. It didn't even look like he had a body. He was just sitting there with his head kind of floating, and so he got right up alongside of the boat, got the noose right over his head, and got him with it, and he was just struggling, and he just twisted this whole thing up. So now we get to skin him out, and then we're gonna cut him up for some meat later. I gotta tell you, it's a hunt of a lifetime.